Yeah, welcome back to class. So now we are taking subsisting Citn statement of taxation standards in respect of the tax practice of taxation in Nigeria. In respect of tax practice in Nigeria, existing Citn statements of taxation standards runs from statement of taxation standards, 1 to 9. Statement of taxation standards 1 to 9. Okay, so the statement of taxation standard is issued by the Chartered Institute of Taxation, is issued by the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, that's Citn. Okay, and it is published in June 2013. It is published in the Federal Republic, in the official gazette. It is published in the official gazette of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, official gazette of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in June 2013. In June 2013. Okay, so that's the publication in the official gazette in June 2019 are the statement of taxation standard 1 to 8. Statement of taxation standard 1 to 8. Okay, statement of taxation standard 1 to 8. So now let's look at the focus, okay, or the subject of each of these standards one after the other. Okay, so for statements of taxation standard, statement of taxation standard 1 talks about no KYC, that is know your client, KYC, know your client. And the statement of taxation standard 2 talks about tax returns position, position. And then also we have statement of taxation standard 3, which talks about the procedural aspect of filing, returns. And the statement of taxation standard 4 talks about the previously agreed tax return, filing position, position. And the statement of taxation standard 5 is on the form and content of tax advice, or tax opinion. And also the statement of taxation standard 6 talk about the knowledge. Okay, the statement of taxation standard 6 is on the knowledge of error, that is the administrative proceedings, and then statement of taxation standard 7 talks about the knowledge of error, on return preparation, and the statement of taxation standard 8 talks about the use of estimates, and the statement of taxation standard 9 talks about tax planning. Statement of taxation standard 9 is on tax planning. So each of these taxation standards has at minimum 3 parts. Okay, so each of these taxation standard has at minimum 3 parts. So we have part 1 for each of the standards, which will be the introduction of that standard. Then part 2 will be on explanatory notes. And then part 3 will be on the taxation standard itself. And then part 4 for some of the standards could be compliance with legal requirements, while for some other standards, most especially the statement of taxation standard 2, we have it as specific illustration. We have specific illustrations in the part 4 of the standard. Okay, so now let's just discuss the taxation standard on tax planning in brief. Okay, so we all agree that taxpayers are entitled to order their affairs so that the tax payable under the tax law could be the barest minimum required by the law and nothing more. So in doing so, taxpayers adopt various methods under tax planning, which include optimizing available tax deductions or exempts, business restructuring model, moving to low tax jurisdiction, financing option, among others, debt financing or thin capitalization. So tax planning is designed to have tax impact on business decision making and arrangement of financial and economic affairs by taking legitimate benefits of allowable deductions, exemptions and allowances in line with the provision of the relevant tax laws, so as to reduce or minimize tax liability payable. Okay, so as to minimize tax liability payable. So the taxation standard on this is that a member should never be involved in any tax evasion arrangement. Remember, tax evasion is where any arrangement violates or otherwise falls short of the provisions of the law. Also, a member should not perform impermissible actions of tax avoidance or be involved at all in any abusive avoidance schemes, such as artificial or contrived arrangements with little or no actual economic impact upon the taxpayer. So a member should carefully consider and document the merits of an arrangement which may be considered impermissible tax avoidance. A member should not be involved in the structuring of transactions with respect to any client planning arrangements having a potential for tax evasion. So finally, members are required to maintain the confidentiality of the employer and clients. They should not disclose information to a third party without the employer or client's permission unless there is a legal obligation to do so. So a member's duty is to conform to all tax laws when acting on behalf of a client in respect of any tax planning arrangement. So that's the compliance with legal requirements. So the effective date for statement of our taxation standard 9 is August 31st 2019. Okay, so for more understanding on the taxation standards, you can go to the Citn portal and download the statement of taxation standard from 1 to 9 for your future reference. Thank you guys for coming to class. Do have a wonderful and successful diet ahead of you. Goodbye.